Democratic Congressman Marc Veasey of Fort Worth. Thank you so much, and welcome back to Eye on Politics.
Jack, good to see you.
Good to see you. So, your reaction to this three-judge panel at federal court in El Paso that decided to block the new congressional maps drawn and approved by Texas Republicans, saying that there was substantial evidence of racial gerrymandering.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously, I'm very excited about the ruling. Very relieved for the constituents that I represent that we're going to have their vote mean nothing, and they're going to be paired with voters in Parker County, going all the way past west of Parker into Abilene, which is just ridiculous. There was no need for that, and so I agree with much of the findings that were in the ruling. It was discriminatory. I've been saying that all along. It was even more discriminatory than the map in 2011 that the Republicans passed, that was struck down by a three-judge panel out of the Fifth Circuit. So I'm not surprised at all. But again, I am relieved for the constituencies that I represent in Tarrant County, the Black and Brown constituencies that don't have any representation or visibility when it comes to the state Senate, for instance, and in other seats where we've just been forgotten. And people did not want to see that happen on the congressional level.
And so let me ask you, because Governor Abbott has come out with a statement calling the judge's ruling erroneous and saying he's going to swiftly appeal directly to the U.S. Supreme Court. How do you respond to that, and how concerned are you that the Supreme Court may decide differently?
I feel like I'm kind of in a time machine, to be quite honest. In 2011, I had filed to run for re-election in the state legislature, and I got a call the day before Thanksgiving saying that a three-judge panel from the Fifth Circuit said that the map the Republicans passed was discriminatory against Black and Brown voters. And in a week or so time, I had to make my mind up on whether or not I was going to continue to run for re-election in the state ledge or whether or not I was going to run for Congress. And of course, the governor appealed that time. And of course, the Supreme Court did not issue an injunction. And I feel strongly that they won't do it again this time, because this discrimination that they committed this go round, it was just so blatantly racist. But that does not mean that they won't do it. And so I'm going to be, cautiously optimistic and watching exactly what the Supreme Court does here. It'll be really quick, if I recall correctly from last time. I'm hoping that we don't have our primaries delayed like we did in 2012. They were moved to May 31st, and of course, the runoff was July 31st. I don't think that anybody wants that. I don't think that Senator Cornyn definitely wants that. He probably remembers how Ted Cruz beat David Dewhurst in 2012. And so I want to have the primaries. Texans like participating in early March primaries. And so I want to see that happen again. But I feel like we're on good legal grounds here. And so I feel confident, but, I'm going to be, again, cautiously optimistic and watching what the Supreme Court says.
And let me ask you, because the judges said in the El Paso court that the 2021 maps will be used for the 2026 election. And
Right.
so given that, are you going to file for re-election in your district? And how concerned are you that you still may face a primary challenge?
Positively, absolutely. I feel that I am going to run for re-election in District 33. I've never not had a primary opponent, so I think that I will probably have one again, but I've never not had one. If you go all the way back to 2012, 14, 16, 18, and so on, I've always had one. So I don't think that I won't this time around.
Democratic Congressman Marc Veasey, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jack.